What is going on, pro wrestling fans? Welcome back to the J Area. My name is Jose Ramos Jr., and I was nearly going to say another episode of SmackDown, another Bloodline beatdown, but that was not the case because we saw the arrival of the American Nightmare, the WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes, make the save for Kevin Owens. But what was really important about that main event slot? Obviously, we knew it was going to be DIY and Kevin Owens taking on the Bloodline, but that would not be the case because of the attack backstage that would lead to the Street Profits taking the spot of the DIY in the tag match. What we're really talking about is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Obviously, if you watch SmackDown these last couple months, you knew that Kevin Owens has been kind of teetering the line between a babyface and a heel. We've known Kevin Owens to be an instrumental part of the Bloodline saga. He's been battling Roman Reigns and the Bloodline for the better part of 4 years, all the way back to 2021, and now we're in 2024. And we know that Roman Reigns is on the opposite side of his bloodline as he has the Tongans, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa to look out for. So now that he needs help, now that he's really in search of help with Cody Rhodes, those two are going to be tagging against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa at Bad Blood. But what goes on in Cody's mind right now? At least that's what Kevin Owens is wondering. Kevin Owens has been doing battle against Roman Reigns for, like I said, the better part of 4 years. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes had defeated him at WrestleMania 40, winning the WWE title, and vowing, alongside the likes of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, to get rid of the bloodline. But at what cost? You see, Kevin Owens, although he's had his run-ins with Cody Rhodes regarding the WWE title this past month, he now looks at Cody Rhodes like, you're teaming with the very man that caused havoc, that destroyed careers in Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens, I think, has every right to look at Cody Rhodes a certain way. Now, whether or not you agree with it is one thing, but you have to make sense of it from the standpoint of Kevin Owens. What I loved about this episode of SmackDown was there was a lot of thematic energy in this episode. Storylines were furthered, and the past was referenced. Kevin Owens, and we're going to talk on that first, obviously, because it was the main event spot and the closing shot of Friday Night SmackDown. Kevin Owens with that steel chair, looking at Cody Rhodes as he has his back turned. The eyes never lie. And Kevin Owens, you know, in every fiber of his being, wanted to swing that chair in the direction of Cody Rhodes, but he didn't. And I think that's because Kevin Owens deep down doesn't want to do it, but he recognizes why this is such a hypocritical move by Cody Rhodes, if you will. Kevin Owens vowed to destroy the bloodline, and now he sees one of his closest friends, one of his closest allies in Cody Rhodes, one of his last allies, aside from Randy Orton, siding with the man, again, like I said, who had terrorized the WWE for several years. It doesn't make sense to Kevin Owens. For him, it's not logical thinking. But for Cody, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And just to segue real quick between Cody and Roman Reigns, what a segment. The setting, Georgia Tech. Of course, the college that Roman Reigns had attended. He played football for them. Georgia, the home of Cody Rhodes. A huge stadium with two of the biggest stars in this sport. And the way it was shot, the way it was presented, felt like a movie. Again, for those who know me, who have been following the channel, you know I'm a movie buff. Big fan of movies. This really felt like a huge cinematic piece. I liken it to the 1995 film Heat, where you saw that diner scene between Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Two larger-than-life characters coming together in one scene. We know they don't like each other, but you could sense that respect that is held for one another. Cody Rhodes, recognizing that Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, acknowledges that his story ends and begins with the bloodline. Roman Reigns, knowing that Cody Rhodes was the individual that defeated him at WrestleMania 40, respects the legacy that he has formed not only with his father and brother, but for himself. And they cut right down to the nitty gritty there. Roman Reigns said, let's get down to the facts. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes both have a common enemy, but the one thing that they do not have is trust. And in a tag team, the basic foundation of a successful team is trust. And Cody Rhodes said, I need your word that you will cover my back so that I can cover yours. Downright and simple. Roman Reigns gives him his word. I will watch your back. But he also says when this is all said and done, when the dust settles, best believe I'm coming back for that WWE title. The title that he lost at WrestleMania 40. They keep hammering that note because for Cody Rhodes, this is a sign of pride. This is ego feeding in to Cody Rhodes. He beat Roman Reigns. He's the guy. So why is Roman Reigns coming out with the motorcade, with the 7 SUVs, leading him to the stadium? Look at the imagery. Roman Reigns, no championship, no Ulafala, no tribe to be a chief of, yet he has this grand entrance. And the WWE champion Cody Rhodes just comes by himself. Now, I don't know if that's something we're supposed to look into, but the optics, right? Look at the optics. If I'm Cody Rhodes, I'd feel a type of way. Why not? It's going to be a huge match at Bad Blood. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. Must see. Big money match. Big money match. And you want to talk about big money matches? Look at the opener for SmackDown. The United States champion, LA Knight, defends that title against Andrade, El Idolo, after having a fantastic series against Carmelo Hayes. And I want to say first and foremost, match of the night. For me, that was match of the night. I thoroughly enjoyed the main event, the 6-man tag. But we've seen so many variations between the bloodline and whatever babyface they're fighting at that time. For this matchup, LA Knight, Andrade, match of the night. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I always go back to athleticism. We go to the pace and just the story. LA Knight, Andrade, 2 baby faces want respect. They want that title. The opening of the matchup, Andrade extends his hand. LA Knight hesitant to shake that hand. A little crisp high five for his troubles. LA Knight wins the matchup, and again, that acknowledgement of respect. He reaches out for a fist bump, and Andrade don't want no fist bump. Wanted that handshake. Of course, leading after that in the backstage segment, Carmelo Hayes, has to rub it in, telling Andrade, you fell short. He said he hasn't seen a choke job like that since the Kings lost to the Lakers, and if you know me, you know I like a little cheap heat when it comes to sports teams, especially when it comes to the Kings and Lakers. And now, what we have to look forward to, Game 6. Andrade currently leads the series 3-2 against Melo, and we're getting part 6 of this series. Fantastic. Give me more. I think it's fair to say Melo will win this matchup, so we have a tight series, and let's go for Game 7. Why not? Why not, right? Love it. Absolutely love it. We talk about the United States Championship. Let's talk about the women's title real quick. Women's title picture. It's a tag team match, a tornado tag match, which was great. Something new, something fresh. We haven't seen a tornado tag in a while, especially for the women. Miss Money in the Bank Tiffany Stratton teams up with her friend, women's champion and Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, and they face off the team of Bayley and Naomi, with a special stipulation added where if the baby faces were to get the victory, whoever gets that pinfall earns a title shot against Nia Jax. But if they were to lose that matchup, then the loser receiving the pinfall booted out of SmackDown, probably going to Raw. Now, if you've watched wrestling long enough, I think we all knew that somehow it was going to be some kind of screwy finish where both baby faces were going to get a victory. I thought they were going to time it in a way where it's like Bayley pins Nia Jax, Naomi pins Tiffany Stratton, at the same time, so the referee would have to count 1, 2, 3, signaling a double winner, essentially, leading to a triple threat match. But no, instead they did this creative finish where Nia Jax, had been pinned by Bayley in a crucifix pin, and Naomi, almost like a jackknife pinfall maneuver there. And so the two of them get the count on Nia Jax. One thing that was interesting, and I'm sure people noticed, Naomi's foot was it was close to being under the rope. I won't say it was under the rope. Have to watch that back. It was close to being under the rope, and you saw the official, Jessica Carr, kind of hesitate and motion hey, your feet. In a tornado tag matchup, though, I'm not 100% sure if rope breaks count, but nonetheless, to avoid confusion, of course, they want to ensure that the pinfall is clean. We get a victory for the baby faces. Head to the back with Nick Aldis, who's running shop at SmackDown. A great job, by the way, because you look at Adam Pearce, he can't handle Raw. There's always a mess on Monday Night Raw, but Nick Aldis runs a tight ship here on SmackDown. He announces, rather than a triple threat match, we're going to get a one-on-one contest next week on SmackDown between Bayley and Naomi to crown the number one contender for Nia Jax's title. Great booking. I think you could have... The easy way out and the more predictable way out would have been triple threat match. But we're going to get Bayley versus Naomi, two of the very best in that division. Maybe main event? I don't know. Women's division looking good too, by the way, because Chelsea Green having a dumpster match against Michin Mia Yim should be fun. Looking forward to that as well. Real quick, before I bring this to a close, I do want to talk about Giovanni Vinci. I failed to mention his segment a couple weeks ago against Apollo Crews, where he was pinned in 5-6 seconds. What a way to debut for Vinci. He gets his rematch here against Apollo Crews, but suffers the same fate. Now, rather, it lasted 30 times longer than his original matchup, but he did suffer a pinfall loss to Apollo Crews. I'm curious to see what's the direction here with Vinci. He did suffer that loss, and afterward, he had delivered a beatdown on Apollo Crews, displaying a mean streak, if you will. So I'm thinking he suffers those two losses to, again, develop that mean streak, show that he's not playing around, and hopefully we get a good run with him as a heel. Again, I'm not expecting him to be a main eventer per se, but a challenger for LA Knight perhaps for the US title, a credible challenger. Of course, right now it's kind of a steep climb for Vinci, now having lost two of his first two matches, one of them in 5 seconds. But there's still time. Obviously, the meal can't be cooked in 5 seconds. Sorry, Vinci. You gotta let them cook. Give him time. I trust Triple H. I trust what he's doing with creative and the booking. He doesn't give me a reason to doubt him at this point. Friday Night SmackDown again, another fun episode filled with the bloodline, filled with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Plenty to talk about here, but that's just my brief post-show reaction to Friday Night SmackDown. If you enjoyed Friday Night SmackDown and this post-show reaction, please consider giving the video a like. Comment down below your favorite match of the night or your favorite segment. Probably down to 2, like I mentioned earlier. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so to keep up to date with all the pro wrestling content that is produced on this channel. And since you're already here, check out these videos that I've already published on the channel. With that being said, my name's Jose Ramos Jr., and I'll catch you guys in the next one.